Ereko Hotblog is currently reporting live at King Kosoko Palace, Ereko Street, Lagos Island for the press briefing of the return 1862. In the year 1851, after the bombardment of Lagos, the leaving of King Kosoko and his followers resulted in the foundation of today's Ekpe. In the year 1861, tours led to the return journey of King Kosoko back to Lagos on the 15th September 1862 with his traditional chiefs and other faithfuls. 162 years after, King Kosoko's royal family is set to enact on this historical event. Ereko Hotblog welcome you to this joyous celebration of a truly remarkable journey of our culture and tribe. Stay tuned as Ereko Hotblog brings you live updates of this event as it unfolds. I am Inumidun Jolugbo reporting for Ereko Hotblog.
In a grand setting at the King Kosoko Royal Palace on Ereko Street, Lagos Island, a distinguished assembly gathered for a pivotal press briefing that marks a significant milestone. The event, attended by national and local stations, saw the presence of esteemed dignitaries and notable figures.
To the press briefing on the return of the Kosoko back to Lagos. This is the third edition of the return and 163rd years after the return of Kosoko back to Lagos. So you are welcome to this press briefing.
At the heart of the briefing was Prince Abiola Kosoko, the Oloja of Lagos elect, who arrived with the Olori Ebis from the lineage of King Kosoko and other esteemed family members. The briefing was led by Alhaji Prince Sikiru Adeoye Kosoko, the General Secretary of the Kosoko family, who extended a warm welcome to all guests and media representatives. He took this opportunity to introduce the Olori Ebis and shed more light on the Kosoko Palace and Museum.
To Kosoko Royal Family, my names are Prince Alhaji Prince Sikiru Adeoye Kosoko. So don't mind me that I forgot. I just come back home. I just say myself. So God bless me. Here we have some of the Olori Ebis. We have Olori Ebis here, not some. Olori Ebis, that's the head of each of the branches in the Kosoko Royal Family. Every general acting. His name is Prince Abiola Oloja Oloja elect for Lagos. And he'll be here very soon to rejoice with us for his new cap official. Am I?
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah.
and here we have the Olori for Oloja. From the Koseno to the other branch. And she's our sister, Alhaja Taiwo.
Coca.
Yeah, Alhaja Taiwo. This is Taiwo. And here we have Olori for Odusi branch. Alhaji Tajuddin Crowder. Not the last, not the least. The Olori from the Isiba branch of Kosoko Royal Family. His names are Alhaji Rafiu Adeomi Kosoko. So,
Alhaji Kosoko offered a detailed account of King Kosoko, the 11th king of Lagos, recounting his historical journey from Lagos to Ekpe between 1851 and 1853. He explained that the museum, celebrating 163 years of existence, serves as a testament to the rich heritage and historical significance of the Kosoko lineage.
I am also learning. I mean, learning is continuous. Well, as you all know, this is King Kosoko Royal Family house. Here, the name king. He was the king of Lagos, the 11th king of Lagos. And if you go through history, you know, Lagos, without mentioning Kosoko, is not complete. In fact, even Nigeria, without mentioning Kosoko, Nigeria is not complete. Because the whites came in here, met him first, did business with him, and some other things happened which we will begin to tell you. Now, he left Lagos for Ekpe, 1840. 1851 and returned 1853. He's coming back to Lagos. This place is Abiola. We call it Ereko. It has expanded to various areas. You see Dumota, Ebutero, and other areas. He died 1862. And subsequently, some of his siblings, some of his sons were Loriebi. Some became the chief. That's Oloja of Lagos. The title given to him by the ruling of Aden, Akitoye. And since then, it's been our title here. Today, this museum you see is through our chief senior. I don't know how to describe him. This museum came to be with all his efforts, both financial and collection. Solely. If anybody tells you he has anything there, no. He did everything, and we continue to pray for him. All these are from archives. Here we find some slave materials, how Lagos was. You can see all the things here. I believe one day you will all come here and see most of these things. Well, Kosoko family is a large family, as you know. We will continue to begin to talk now. Maybe next tomorrow I'll still be on.
Prince Abiola Kosoko, in his address, highlighted the upcoming commemorative event scheduled from September 8th to 16th. He emphasized that these celebrations are not only about honoring King Kosoko and his followers, but also about uniting the indigenous people of all 5 divisions of Lagos to celebrate and promote their shared culture and heritage.
Good afternoon, everybody. And I once again would say this: we accept our apology, and we are just doing what we know how to do. But God has a way of making things work. So that is why you see Yoruba will say, "Rírò ní ti ènìyàn, ṣíṣe ní ti Ọlọ́run." And I believe that God has really destined today to be a better day, and the days that will follow will be a better day again. Yes, I want to welcome you all to King Kosoko's palace. This is a palace that has been in existence for over 163 years now. And what we want to do is to follow the line of celebration put together by history and by the people that we refer to as our progenitors. And it is also going to interest you that what we are about to do now is bigger than what we were planning. It's all about it's about 85% of people that are indigenous people of Lagos today. We are sitting here to talk about things put together by the general head of family, Alaja Mutiata Shadiari Balogun, under our leadership and the support of the other head of families, which I cannot mention all of their names here today, but few that can make it here today due to some tight schedules. And I believe by the end of today, we should be able to, you guys should be able to add or remove whatever we're going to discuss with you guys today. Welcome to King Kosoko's Palace again. I just want to follow the line of description that's made by the Oloriegi. Yeah, this is I think with everybody here you have a press release, a copy. So it's just a press release for the return 1862. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the press, my name is Prince Abiola Kosoko, the Olojo of Lagos elect. It is an honor and privilege to stand before you on behalf of the head of the family, Alhaja Chief Mutiat Ashabi, Abimbola Ali Balogun, and the councils of heads of branches, and share with you the history and activities that will shape our lives and today we remember as a movement that shaped Lagos. I'd like to share with you, gentlemen of the press, today the upcoming event titled The Return 1862. My address today is to share with you, gentlemen of the press, activities lined up for the upcoming event tagged The Return. This week-long press ceremony, scheduled for September 8th to 16th of September 2024, commemorating the historical return of King Kosoko and his followers to Lagos in 1862. The return resulted in the founding of the settlement now known as Ekpetedo and the establishment of the Ereko Palace, where we are today. This is why I said it's bigger than what we're talking about. I want to add some flesh to it. You see, Ekpetedo is a community in Lagos. Ereko is also a community in Lagos. So going by this statement, we'll be having close to 31 families from the Ekpetedo axis, Itafaji axis, and Lafiaji axis that will also be joining us in this thing because they all also returned from Ekpe in 1862, September 16, 1862. Now, the return 1862 is a celebration of our rich cultural heritage and a tribute to the legacy of King Kosoko and his followers. So it's not, we are not looking at King Kosoko alone, we are talking about his followers alongside. Now, I want you guys to begin to play through your mind who are the followers of King Kosoko. Because if you go back to the history of how Lagos was bombarded and the rest, you get to hear that Kosoko moved out of Lagos with 1,500 people. But those are 1,500 warriors. And each one of them had minimum of 65 to 75 people attached to them, who are also subjects of their team. So multiply 1,005 by 75 or 65. So imagine the numbers of multitude that this man used as warriors to attack and to make his position known within the shorelines that we all regarded as Lagos today. So that is one thing I want you to go back home with. Now, his followers who played a significant role in shaping the history of Lagos. This week-long ceremony will feature various activities highlighted below. The first one is what we are doing today, the press briefing. The press briefing is we telling you about this. Then after the press briefing, sometimes next month, we'll be doing the program unveiling. So we'll be discussing and showcasing the various brand ambassadors that will be representing each one of the brands that will be sponsoring the projects. So we are not ending it up there. We are looking at making it a continuous exhibitional thing. The second one, which is another major important thing in the entire program, is King Kosoko Memorial Lecture. So this is going to be the second in series of that same program. The King Kosoko Memorial Lecture is designed to help the indigenous people of Lagos to project their history, where we can discuss it, start creating journals that people can make reference to, that yet unborn children can also go back to and read about their great-grandfathers and their progenitors of who he or she is claiming to belong to. And that again will happen in the most prestigious hall in Lagos, Global Hall, built almost 160 years ago in order to celebrate the Glover himself, John Glover, who was the British representative during the era of the colonization, when Lagos was still known as the Lagos colony. Then the third event is an interdenomination traditional religion ceremony. Why we call this, why we decide to make it that name, is because Lagos is formed with three people. The traditional group is of three, most important. One is the Oshubo. The second one is the our known as the Irele. Why the third one is the Okala. These are the three groups of people that has a traditional deity that hold Lagos together. And they were also part of the people that make sure that Kosoko was buried, not in a public cemetery, but in his own palace when he died on the 15th day of April, 1872. So we'll be bringing all of them together for us to have a joint prayer section in the early hours of the 10th of September. So the venue is also the palace. So you all are also invited. This there is no segregation, there is no separation in the palace of Kosoko, because Kosoko was behind the Islamic religion, was also behind the Christian religion. You get to see that in the palace when we open up the place for you to see that there is no separation, there is no, the only thing you can see in our palace is that invisible boundaries. Of course, because it's invisible, you won't know. Now, the fourth one is the Jumat service. When I talked about Islamization of Lagos, and the first time Islam prayer will be done, it was done on the authority of King Kosoko in 1847. So Kosoko was the one that asked them to do the first call to prayer. And it's also going to interest you that when the factions of the Islamic faction was becoming too much and Lagos was having it too bad in 1913 and 1912, his grandson named Aileru Kiwa, whose great-great-granddaughter is seated in front of you, was one of the people that asked, what's his name, Lord Lugard, that they should come and settle the entire issue in the name of King Kosoko royal family. Because at that particular time, his own mother was a Oloriemi. And there's a picture to that effect too in the museum here, when Dioko Oguro was converted to the first central mosque of Lagos Island. That is the central mosque saying. So that will also happen at Lagos Central Mosque on the 13th of September. We'll be going to the mosque. Then the fourth one is the Thanksgiving service on the 15th of September, which of course will happen in the Ereko Methodist Church. That's the first Methodist church in the law, Lagos and Nigeria. So that's Methodist church, they battle all the other Methodist churches all over. I think Adelabu only can attest to that, because one of the dioceses where he worshiped had it Ereko diocese and so. Now, the second to the last one is the unveiling of the arrival light. That's going to happen on the 15th of September at 8 p.m. There is one significant thing that I want you people to come and experience. You know, when it is declared that Kosoko is returning to Lagos, everybody was happy. They were waiting to receive him. So what they did was to have the lights, the entire shoreline lit up. So we want to replicate what happened in that era on the street of Ereko. So we're going to lit up that light. It's called the arrival light. Then when we're done with that, we now have a procession. That the procession is going to be involved in the t-shirt you're seeing. We have a branded t-shirt to make that look colorful, because the brand of where we are is yellow, and that's why you see the Odogo Fancy Carnival, Fancy group as yellow as their predominant color. So we are going in line with that. That's why you have the t-shirts. So that will happen throughout the night. After that, we return to the palace, and it becomes the Alo night. Alo night is where we'll be talking about some stories that you can only hear from we, the indigenous people of Lagos. And you can hear it from any other place, but here in the palace of King Kosoko.
The event will feature a series of activities dedicated to the establishment of the Ereko Palace and to honoring the legacy of King Kosoko. Dignitaries, national leaders, community members, and government officials from across Nigeria and beyond are all invited to partake in these historic celebrations.
And the last event is going to be the grand finale. So that is an event that is going to showcase the Ankara that we've taken, and people will show it in various styles. That is going to show that that is going to speak for that thing that Lagos is known as Ereko for show. And we're going to also have our indigenous food as in the entire menu list. So it's going to be the Lagos dressing, Lagos music, Lagos talking, Lagos food for that day, and there will be exhibition of most of the things that you see here at the site. And we're not using any place for that same day, Ereko, Balogun, and Martin Street. So we want to make sure that we contain what we're doing in a place where we can control. And this is an event that is going to cut across the entire 5 division. And you know, Kosoko is also part of people that founded the bank. Kosoko is also part of people that founded Badagry. And Kosoko has his progenitor founded Lagos Island. His progenitor founded the Guru division. His mother's his mother is from the Ikeja axis. So that made him a man that is connected by royalty and founding to all the 5 divisions of Lagos that is known as Ibile. So that makes us a distinct indigenous family of Lagos. So going by all this, it is also obvious that I will continue with the entire part, the ending part of this thing. The event is aimed to promote cultural awareness, unity, and tourism, while showcasing the traditions and customs of the Lagos people. The return has always been the only event that brings the indigenous people of Lagos from all the 5 divisions of Lagos to one spot, just like I mentioned. We have invited dignitaries from across the countries, including traditional ruler, government officials, and cultural enthusiasts, to join us in celebrating this significant aspect of our cultural history. And let me also let you understand when we say across the country. There's a section of this part of Lagos that you get around, you hear the Serikin Fulani and Serikin Hausawa. These are people that also got their source of stool from this palace. We are part of people that came with Kosoko as far back as 1833, and they reside with us in here and had a place allocated to them within the palace. So it was from this palace that title was given to them. So they still have this, we still have this alliance with them ever since till today. So imagine a town known as Yelima in Jigawa State. So the entire town will be coming to be part of this, because this year by November we'll be marking 160 years alliance with the Fulanis and the Hausa people for the first time. So now, in addition to what is on ground, the return 1862 is not just a celebration, but also an opportunity for us to reflect on our past, appreciate our present, and shape our future. We believe that this event will foster unity, promote cultural exchange, and contribute to the economic development of Lagos. We look forward to welcoming you to the return 1862 and sharing this unforgettable experience with the people of Lagos and beyond.
In a poignant interview with Ereko Hotblog, Prince Abiola Kosoko diverged into the historical connection between King Kosoko and the issue of slavery, while the General Secretary elaborated on the enduring bond among the Kosoko family members.
In 1851, Lagos was bombarded by the British on the 26th of December 1851. The bombardment lasted for 6 days. So 26, 27, 28, 29, 30 on the 1st and on the 2nd. So the British got into Lagos on the 2nd. And the bombardment was so bad that there were the reports that was available said there were no standing building on Lagos Island, because about 11 ships were shooting cannon onto Lagos Island. So they brought down Lagos Island. So in the capture of the British, they said the reduction of Lagos, that Lagos was reduced to rubbles. And the bombardment did not allow anybody to pick any. So everybody on this part of the island moved out to the east, including people in Ido, and Oto, they all moved because the bombardment was so massive that there was no room for anything. And what was it all about? It was an attempt to take over the commercial activities of Lagos. Kosoko resisted that. Akitoye was also looking for a way to come back as the king of Lagos. So he accepted their offer. And it's his story today. Kosoko left Lagos and moved towards Langbasa, his father's land, where it is known as the only slave farm at that particular time. And from Langbasa, they start moving by the shoreline, resulting to the Etiosa, people that are found by the shoreline of the lagoon. That name resonates till tomorrow, until they start having various points that they settle that those names start happening with event today. You have the Ita-Ado, the Ado children, the children of King Ado, who happen to be the first king of Lagos, on and on and on and on, until they got to Ekpe. So the grand entrance of Ekpe was what we did some days ago, celebrated some days ago. Kayo Kayo, it was called Yoko, what's the name of that thing? Shukunabia, here on the highland. And when they got there, Shukunabia is a movement of torchlight at night. So they used that as a ritual to clear some things that were done before their arrival. And they enter into Ekpe at night. So that is why we put on that Etufu, mostly at night, which has also been changed from Chukunabia to the Islamic process of the same thing known as Kayo. So the grand entrance of Kosoko happened some days ago. So we are celebrating the grand return of Kosoko to Lagos again. So you can see both weeks and days after. So I hope I answered your questions. Thank you.
As the evening drew to a close, Prince Abiola Kosoko expressed heartfelt gratitude to everyone who attended and offered prayers of thanks for the preservation of this significant day.
Thank you for coming. We thank you for coming. And I believe next occasion when we signal you, you'll also be here. And we are sorry for the delay. It was due to the time. And to your various relocation. I pray Almighty Allah to continue to guide you, lead you to wherever you all go. And to the family, best of the best.
This gathering not only commemorates tradition, but also highlights the enduring spirit of unity and cultural pride within Ekpe, marking a celebration that resonates deeply with the essence of Lagos heritage. I am Inumedun Jolugbo reporting for Ereko Hotblog.
Yeah, my name is Abiola Kosoko, the Oloja of Lagos elect. Yeah, this is just an offshoot of what was being left behind for over 70 years. We decided we should start celebrating our progenitors and the past heroes of Lagos. And we want to make this as a medium for all other families within Lagos Island to know and Lagos State to know that we have a lot to promote apart from the outside, the Western world thing. Our history is still there, not tapped. Our culture is still there, not yet promoted. So we want to use the return as a medium to promote our heritage, promote our culture, and also tell our history ourselves the way it should be told. So that's what the return is all about. Okay, this is the third edition. This is the third edition. That's why it's called the 160. We did the 160 edition, the first in the 160 years after. We did the second in the 162. So this is third edition. This is going to be 163 years after Kosoko returned from Ekpe to Lagos. Okay, Kayo Kayo Festival is the grand entrance of Kosoko into the land known and called Ekpe. Why the return is the grand entrance of the grand return of Kosoko from Ekpe to Lagos. So the Kayo Kayo happened in 1851. The return happened in 1862. So you can see it's an 11 years interval event that we are celebrating within 2-3 months after, and within 3 weeks we are celebrating the same thing. But I understand the fact that if there is no Kayo Kayo, there won't be return. It was the Kayo that they resorted to the return. Kosoko left Lagos to Ekpe with over 1,500 assistants, supporters, chiefs, and warriors. And each one of those 1,500 people had 35 to 45 people attached to them. So you can see the numbers of people that left. So if you're going to multiply, you're going to say 1,005 multiplied by minimum of 35. So that resulted to those settlements along Etiosa, Ibejuleki, and up to where you have the Ekpe itself. So that is a crowd, and that's why you see the space and town there. The museum was my handiwork. I decided I don't want to argue with people with the history of Lagos, neither do I want to argue with people with the history of Kosoko. So let me use documents and pictures that is of originality to showcase those things so that I can tell people who I am using the King Kosoko Memorial Museum. You see, most of these places, most of the museum stands you see, have relics, that things that belong to Kosoko himself, his children and grandchildren. So that is why I put up this, in order for me to showcase my strong heritage. Yeah, the museum is open for indigenous and non-indigenous. You will not believe, we've had over 8,360-something scholars who has visited this place from outside this country. And they keep coming. And what you're seeing is just 10% of what we have for exhibition. People don't get to, applaud what is theirs. They want to go outside the country to see. And people outside the country want to come here and see. And that is the result of what we are getting. But with what you said, we'll intensify our promotion and advert to make sure that people come to see it. The minister was here. The House of Assembly, Lagos House of Assembly members were here. And senior citizens has also been here. But we also look at other means to make it known. It's open every day. The palace is not closed. The palace is open for indigenous and non-indigenous, family member and non-family member. So it's an open door that the palace operates.
Èmi ni Abrofi Adéwùnmí Kosoko Isiba Kosoko. Abrofi Adéwùnmí Isiba Kosoko. Ẹ ṣé ẹ̀yin àgbàlagbà, torí àgbàlagbà ni ibẹ̀ ṣe dúró yìí. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ẹ sì dàgbà lágbára Ọlọ́run. Iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ yín á tó yín jẹ. Ní yá iṣẹ́ mi fi jẹun. Wípé ẹ̀yin lẹ ń sọ pé ọmọdé tó bá sọpá aṣọ àgbà ń rùn kò ní pẹ́ láyé. Ní pé àwa jáde látara Kosoko la ṣe ń rántí ẹ̀, lọ́lọ́run sì ṣe ń kẹ́ wa, ló ń bùkún wa. Bẹ́ẹ̀ àwọn tó bá dàbí pé wọ́n sọ àpò ìyàkọ́, wọ́n sọ lẹ́nu, ṣèṣì dèrè ó yẹ kí ó rí ìrì ẹ̀bẹ̀ tà ẹ̀yin ò ní rí ìrì aburú. Bàbá ìyá mi ni òun sì ní òun ni the first son of Kosoko. Òun ni first son of Kosoko, which is Isiba Kosoko. Tí aláṣẹ jẹ́ ọlọ́jọ́ jẹ́ second son Kosoko. Èmi sì ni second son màmá tèmi. Ìrọ̀rùn ló bá dé. Ṣé rí nǹkan tó wà lẹ́yìn ni pé a dúpẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run. Ṣé rí gbogbo nǹkan tẹ́ rí bí báyìí? Iṣẹ́ àṣelẹ̀ bàbá wa Kosoko ni. And iṣẹ́ àṣelẹ̀ bàbá wa ọlọ́jọ́ ni. Gbogbo nǹkan tẹ́ rí bí báyìí. Iṣẹ́ àṣelẹ̀ ni gbogbo orú nǹkan báwọn ṣe tó ṣe bí pé àgbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ kó parẹ́ náà ni gbogbo nǹkan oríṣiríṣi tẹ̀rí wọ̀nyí. Ibẹ̀ ni mo sì jẹ́ olórí ẹbí fún àti bí àti títí dé Kútọ́nù, dé Àjàṣẹ́, torí ó nílé Kútọ́nù náà. Òun ló ní Ọbalùfọ̀n. Kosoko ló ní Ọbalùfọ̀n. Lẹ́yìn Ifẹ̀, Ọ̀yọ́ àti Kútọ́nù ibi tí balùwẹ̀ wà yẹn Kòsọ́kọ́ ló sì ń control rẹ̀.
As we draw this historical event to a close, let us all reflect on the incredible return journey of King Kosoko. We have not only come here to celebrate his years on earth, but to see his impact on everyone. Do not forget to follow us on all our social media platforms and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Ereko Blog. I am Inumidun Jolugbo reporting for Ereko Blog.